Welcome back to the Quicklines section of the weekly news Roundup. And of course, this is Quicklines and Sillyville. Oh boy, we got some good articles in Sillyville tonight. I'm telling you, we'll get a chance to see those in a bit. But of course, I didn't have a chance to do the whole stream. My apologies for that. But I was working with a conference this whole week, and it was excellent but extraordinarily tiring. And, I got back with only a short period of time and in a town with very little internet access right now, as about 1 million people roll into this small town in RVs. Very interesting. Yes. Fascinating place, I gotta say. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump on in here with monthly support. If you'd like to help support the channel, we do not want to take any sponsors. We don't want to do any of that nonsense. So if you like what we do, you can help support the channel on local, Subscribestar, or Patreon. And we have a couple of trusted affiliates there as well if you are into any of that. And with that, we are going to go ahead and jump on into our quick lines. And the first up in quick lines is apparently the UK digital ID scheme was mostly defeated. The major resistance came out, and as of now, they have decided they're going to not be forcing everybody to have this digital ID in order to get their job. So that's good. So the government has dropped plans requiring workers to sign up to the digital ID scheme in order to prove their right to work in the UK. So prior to that, the UK, is it Prime Minister? I'm not which one Starmer is. See the Prime Minister or somebody else, whatever else. He said you will not be able to work in the United Kingdom. Wait, hold on. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have a digital ID, Governor. It's as simple as that. That was horrible. I apologize. Just forget I did that. Anyway, but now they're kind of reversing it. This is like the first time ever. This is significant because this is the first time ever they listened to a poll. Like there is a petition order that if you get over a certain number of signatures, they have to respond. Usually the response is, yeah, duly noted, we're going to do it anyway. This is, I think, the first time in history that they've actually changed a decision based on the polling. I actually think this is the first time from what I've read prior. A lot of this came down with some facts here. Conservative MP David Davis exposed alarming security lapses in the UK.gov one login system, and that is indeed caused a lot of concerns. And so people were a little bit frightened by the UK digital ID, and so for now the plan is to drop it. So congratulations once again. We see that standing up to this stuff is useful. So it's more than just whining about what they're doing. It's actually standing up and doing something about it. Next up, are we ready for ChatGPT health? Oh boy, folks. We actually have two dueling articles on this one. ChatGPT and Claude are both doing it. Of course, one of them pushed out, so the other one pushed out also really big in a hurry. That definitely instills confidence in me that they were trying to get the first one to the market with this kind of stuff, and then the other one jumped right on in as soon as they weren't even ready. It's like I don't even have my pants on yet. I don't care. I'm jumping in anyway. That's kind of the effect I'm seeing. But ChatGPT health program prompted discussions about data privacy and how the company plans to keep information from users submit safe. Newsflash, they can't, especially if it's a black box proprietary system that we can't see inside of. So this new feature inside ChatGPT lets users connect their medical records and wellness apps to the model so it can answer questions. That's all I want to do. Hey, ChatGPT, here's all my Fitbit data. I think the only person I'd like to share it with less than Google is OpenAI. Okay, not exactly a good place there, right? So OpenAI promises additional layered protections designed specifically for health. They keep healthy conversations protected and compartmentalized. See, they promised. They promised. See how that works? They promised. And so with that being said, I don't trust this at all, and I would highly encourage you not to. But the process here is that the health will let you link medical records and apps such as Apple My Health, Apple Health, MyFitnessPal, and others, so the system can explain lab results, track trends like cholesterol, and help you prepare questions for clinicians and compare insurance options based on your health data. God. Don't do it. It's a trap. It's a trap. Don't do it. This is bad. This is bad. Don't do it. Of course, Claude is probably not going to be any better, but there's like it. Claude for Healthcare will allow users to sync health data from their phones, smartwatches, and other platforms. Both OpenAI and Anthropic have said that their models won't use this data for training. We promise. See, they won't use their data for training either. They promise. They promise. They promise. See how that works? They promise. All right, so Claude has added what it calls connectors to give AI access to platforms and databases that can speed up research processes and report generation for payers and providers, including Centers for Medicaid and Medicare systems. Great, now the government's involved. And their coverage database, the International Classification of Diseases, the 10th revision, the National Provider Identity Standard, and, of course, we have to include PubMed. Why not? Like, PubMed's like the last stepchild always in there. PubMed. Those were the days. All right. People are already relying on LLMs for medical advice. OpenAI said that 230 million people talk about their health with ChatGPT each week, and there's no doubt Anthropic is observing the use case as well. That is a frightening state, that you're sitting there talking about your health conditions to the AI, especially if it's not under this allegedly much more protected health AI. I don't know if I trust that. Do you trust that? I don't know. So this WhatsApp link can hand over your account in seconds. Yes, there's a brand new WhatsApp link that if you receive it and you click it, it is effectively like a join a meeting. So think twice before clicking that join a meeting link in your WhatsApp messages. A sophisticated new phishing campaign linked to Iranian intelligence is currently hunting for victims by using a clever fake login page that can hijack your account in seconds. All right, so is anybody out there randomly clicking join meeting links in your WhatsApp, or is this Instagram? WhatsApp. Is anybody clicking on random join meeting links in WhatsApp? I guess if you're part of some big group or something, like, hey, let's get together and talk, maybe that's the use case, but is anybody else clicking on that? So once the victim clicks the link, the page displays what appears to be a normal WhatsApp login screen. Behind the scenes, however, the page is constantly polling the attacker's servers every second. It allows the attackers to push a live WhatsApp web QR code from their own browser session directly to the victim. Wonderful. So once you get in there, it will request browser permissions that enable deep surveillance. And if you happen to click that button, it's going to turn on your cameras, microphones, location services, and photos and audio recordings will be captured integrals and location tracked continuously. These features can be turned on or off by the attacker in real time. How wonderful. So there you have it. So there is a little bit more about this guy. So just be aware of that. Don't click on random join conversation meeting links inside of your WhatsApp. That seems weird, but I guess people fall for it. Well, if you use WinRAR, then make sure you're getting it from authentic sources. So a number of our web research team pointed out to fake WinRAR installer that was linked from various Chinese websites. These links started to show up, and that's a usually indicator of a new campaign. So there are a bunch more fraudulent WinRARs running around, so be very careful if you're downloading it. So one of the things that made this one unique is it's using the actual WinRAR installer. They're just doing malicious stuff in the midst of it. So it's often downloaded from unofficial sites, which gives campaigns offering fake downloads a bigger chance of being effective. Of course, only download from official trusted sources. So they actually broke this guy down. A lot of it is it has the force option enabled to unpack deliberate anomalies, and this basically allows it. So they said the Chinese characters complicated the string analysis, but they translate as install, which will further pique my interest. And they have the file name there turned out to be the actual WinRAR installer, likely included to ease suspicion from anyone running the malware. But of course, it is compromised. They have a number of indications of compromise. So if you see any of those, make sure that you are doing some good, maybe Malwarebytes scanning or something. Look at that. They blocked it. How nice of them. Utah goes crazy again. They've been going crazy. There must be something in the water over there. I don't know. Maybe it's Mormon influence. I don't know. But yes, Utah is allowing AI to start writing prescription refills, and I guess the future is now. Of course, the other thing they did, it's not just, hey, we're letting AI do this. They're now laxing the policies of what happens if a doctor writes a wrong prescription. You know, they go through all these licensure evaluations and things like that. Yeah, they're lifting all that. So if the AI makes a mistake and, decides to accidentally poison someone, it's just a learning experience. Pro tip, don't get your prescriptions filled in Utah for a while, folks. Don't trust it. I don't know what's going on over there. Robot doctors will be writing prescriptions in Utah thanks to new legislative rule that creates a regulatory sandbox framework for companies that are being innovative with AI. Quote, by providing temporary regulatory relief that enables innovation, crafting agreements that facilitate the deployment of AI in healthcare, the state aims to faster innovation, enhance patient care, strengthen provider capacity, and reduce costs. Although I don't think they're going to be passing those costs on to you. Does anybody think that introducing AI is going to cause a massive decrease in healthcare costs? No, it's just going to cause a massive increase in profits for the people running those healthcare costs. All right, come on. Why should they have one yacht if they can have two? But I go on, continuing the quote, through these collaborations, Utah seeks to demonstrate real-world results that inform best practices for the safe and effective adoption of AI access in the healthcare system. So they're actually laxing the laws. Okay, so they say up here, the sandbox means that the state suspends state licensure regulations and caps the penalties if things go wrong. This is effectively what's gone on in vaccine work. You realize that pharmaceutical companies got laws passed, I want to say it was the 80s or so, that they cannot be held in harm for any damage that was done by a vaccine. That's a law. You can look it up. And it's very interesting. Why is such a thing ever there, right? So, of course, clinical decision support systems generate such volumes and alerts as 90 to 96% are now routinely overridden by physicians. Some doctors receive 100 to 200 alerts daily, leading to documented cases of physicians typing, "This alert is not helpful," or entering random characters just to bypass interruptions. So the doctors are literally saying this is not useful stuff. And so to avoid bothering the docs, they're going to be changing things. Due to state and national legislators have any idea what exactly AI is and what it's actually capable of doing, yeah, that's a possibility because there are a bunch of brain-dead morons over there in Utah. So don't get your prescriptions filled in Utah for a while. I don't know what's going on over there. All right. OpenAI is now asking contractors to upload the real work from your past jobs. All right, this is an interesting one. So basically saying, hey, we know you've done some work in the past, all right? And despite all this work you've done in the past, what we would like to do is see how you're doing all that work so we can automate your job. Doesn't it sound great, white-collar worker? We would like to automate your job. So, OpenAI and training company Handshake AI are asking third-party contractors to upload real work they did in the past and current jobs. This appears to be part of a broader strategy across AI companies that are hiring contractors to generate high-quality training data in hopes that this will eventually allow their models to automate more white-collar work. So you're actually asking these people to upload their work so they can automate their work and potentially risk their job. And you know that many people are going to do it because we seem to be approaching idiocracy at unprecedented rates, I think brought on by AI. So go figure. So they're asking for real on-the-job work they've actually done. Of course, they do instruct the contractors to delete proprietary and personally identifiable information before uploading and points them to ChatGPT's superstar scrubbing tool to do so. Use our scrubbing tool to get your proprietary stuff off of the data before you upload it to our servers for our training to replace you. But don't worry, guys. AI is not coming for your jobs. I've been told. I've been told AI is not coming for our jobs. That's what I've been told. I mean, let me know what you think. So Google announces a new protocol to facilitate commerce using AI agents. So yes, they are pushing ahead with this AI that everybody has said agentic AI cannot be controlled. It is too susceptible to prompt injection. And now Google says, hey, I got a great idea. Let's make a standard so that every store in the internet can utilize this open standard with your AI agents. Oh boy, that's going to work in the scammers' favor. These scammers are going to be all over this protocol like a tornado in a trailer park. They'll be like, a standard we can apply to scam sites to scale fake products to your AI, undercutting you by a penny to make the sale? That's what's going to happen here. But Google on Sunday announced a new open standard called Universal Commerce Protocol, UCP. UDP. Now we got UCP. Wonderful. For AI agent-based shopping at the National Retail Federation Conference. So the core idea is that the standard could facilitate these various parts of the process instead of requiring connections with different agents. So we're going to standardize shopping with AI agents. So when you put your money into the AI agent, it's going to roam around the internet buying stuff with your money for you. This is why we talked about subscriptions and why that's going to lead to our bankruptcy in a previous news section. Notably, Shopify unveiled a similar integration with Microsoft Copilot. Why? Nobody's using it. It's like the U2 album, the fastest uninstalled album in the history of music, right? Similar integration with Microsoft Copilot for shopping today to let customers check out easily within the conversational flow. Great. It's all I need to have a conversational flow with the AI to sell stuff on Shopify. No, thank you. Another consumer-facing change, Google said it will now allow brands to offer special discounts to users while they're looking for a product recommendations using the AI mode. So there you go. You're seeing it. Oh, of course, they had a massive 693.4% increase in AI sales to the holiday season. Did we have AI sales last year? I thought this was new. All right. Good to see your statistics are going there. I don't know what your baseline was. Is that $1? Yeah. All right. YouTube actually does something decent. All right. And all this talk about protecting the children. This is what should be done. This is the type of thing that should be done. I have to give YouTube amazing amounts of credit for this one. Now, when parents have their kid's phone locked down with parental controls, which they're not perfect, but that's what should be done. Government should be involved. The company should have a way for a parent to monitor a kid's device. This is the way to do it. Now, since there's so much discussion about the shorts and the brain rot from the shorts, what we're actually now seeing in this situation is we now have the ability for parents to limit the time their kids are on shorts, they can turn the whole thing off if they want their children to be brain dead 6-7 rizzers. 6-7 rizzers, all right? And all that kind of stuff. You can turn it off, have the brain rot, let all the brains seep out because, you're a really bad parent. You can put it to 0 minutes and not let them watch shorts at all. Very good. Still not the best parent because the best parent does not have their kid having a smartphone capable of accessing YouTube. But hey, we're moving in right directions here. So we have something where the parent can make the decisions. How much AI slop can your child consume? There you go. You have 0, 15, 30, 45, 1 hour, 2 hours, and total brain rot. Rizzified. We'll call that the Rizzified child. The Rizzified child. All right. Parents will now set the timer. I don't think I need to read any of the text in here. That's basically the gist of it. There is you get Google going on. Now, if you're in New York, outside New York City, New York is now greenlighting autonomous robo-taxis everywhere except New York City. This has to do with a New York City law specific to the city that says you must drive with one hand on the wheel, and you have a really hard time driving with one hand on the wheel if you have no driver at all. I can see what they're going to do. Waymo's going to have a robotic arm and work with Tesla. Like, just give me a bunch of Atlas arms. They're going to mount an arm into the steering wheel onto the driver. There, we have an arm on the wheel. Oh, God. All right. But everywhere else, they open up the capability of running robo-taxis, driverless robo-taxis, basically, decimating the taxi services, also decimating, your Uber and all these other things, because these companies will just dump all these autonomous cars on the streets eventually, and the people making money doing that job will be lost to the robots now as well. If you don't lose your job to AI, you'll lose it to a robot. Go figure. AI can't replace my job of making cheeseburgers. Yeah, Flippy already did that. All right. New York Governor Hochul plans to introduce legislation that would effectively legalize robo-taxis in the state, except for New York City. So the language is to expand the existing AV pilot program to allow for the limited deployment of commercial, not-for-hire autonomous passenger vehicles outside New York City. And each applicant will have to demonstrate the local support for AV deployment and adhere to the highest possible safety standards. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. Run over any more puppies lately? Okay. Waymo and other companies have tried for years to enter New York State with limited access. New York state law mandates drivers. Oh, it says New York state law. It says it. Okay. I thought that was a New York City law. It says here the state law mandates drivers keep one hand on the wheel at all times. Well, roll up them Atlas arms. We got to mount an Atlas arm inside the self-driving car to keep one hand on the wheel. Right. Poses a problem for robo-taxis like Waymo since no humans behind the wheel. Now, New York City is actually working on testing some Waymos. They have 8 of the Waymo cars with a human safety operator behind the wheel. Hopefully they're not watching, whatever TV show that woman was watching when she let the safety vehicle, was that a Tesla safety vehicle? No, it wasn't Tesla. It goes I forget. What safety vehicle was it that first one down there in Arizona? And I think it was a Tempe that ran somebody over. I don't know. Well, anyway, there is our quick lines. We have a couple Sillyville, and guys, this is one of the better Sillyvilles I've seen for a long time, I gotta say. So first up in Sillyville, this guy built a bumper device that lets commuters scroll through TikTok while waiting in traffic. Talk about brain rot. God. So it basically sits on the back of your car here. I guess it's a tablet or something running TikTok, and it's hooked up to a noise simulator. And if you honk, it will swipe. So built a device for TikTok for the back of your car that is a honk-activated TikTok feed when you get stuck in traffic. There you go. All right, so there you go. You can mount that guy on the back of your car. Now, I'm not sure is that going to be perfectly legal. It does appear as though it obstructs the rear view mirror. However, rear view mirror is not the legal requirement, to my understanding. A lot of trucks can't have them. Like many of my style vans can't access a rear view mirror. Mine can, because I do have some windows that allow me to use that. But as long as your side mirrors are good, your rear view mirror is an optional thing. Especially these days, they take care of that rear view mirror requirement by mandating every vehicle happens to have a backup camera, So, okay, maybe it's perfectly fine as long as it's not obstructing the mirror. So now you have this giant thing up there that you get up to a light, and that's all we need. All we need is for people now to be focusing on the TikTok on the car. Now, granted, you're not going to miss the light change because the driver, the TikTok video will drive through the light. So you'll be brought back to I'm back from brain rot. Oh, I gotta go, but I don't know, man. I don't know. This is why. I think humanity is on its last limbs. If you're not convinced humanity is on its last limbs, this is just getting worse, guys. This is going down. We're going crazy. So, of course, next, of course, we have Apple hires Google to run the company's AI services. I guess Google's been doing a whole lot better job than Apple has at AI. So there you go. Apple brings in its competing smartphone people to bring in all of the AI stuff. There you go. Our commitment to privacy, training on your entire life. Yeah. Somehow I don't feel comforted by this, but hey, at least they might get some decent AI out of it. Certainly better. Apple Intelligence looks inside Google. Oh, God. Let's see. Designed by Apple in California. Sticker doing some serious heavy lifting these days. All right. So there you go. Yeah, time to go back to your flip phone. I don't know. I don't think Apple's any better either. So whatever. All right. Are we ready? Okay, so St. Louis officials say AI posts are making it harder to find a bunch of escaped monkeys. So apparently a bunch of monkeys escaped the St. Louis Zoo. The problem is now monkey memes are going all over the place, and nobody knows if these monkeys have been caught or actually seen anywhere. So several monkeys on the loose, officials warn. All right, so of course now it's like, hey, keep an eye out for monkey sightings. So now you've asked the AI-enabled world to identify if they happen to see any of these escaped monkeys. Well, we found them. We found the escaped monkeys, folks. We found them all 4 of them. They're chilling at the arch. They're eating some Chinese and drinking some sodies. Okay, I mean, come on. We have monkeys on the loose. And these ones are definitely real over here. Looks like the escaped Vernon monkeys from St. Louis have found a clique. Apparently they've joined, it's just the Crips, I think. They joined the Crips. All right. Good to know. All right. Definitely St. Louis monkeys. Definitely. This might be in East St. Louis. That was the scariest city I've ever driven through. East St. Louis? Oh, yeah. There you go. Police are in a standoff with the monkeys. So there they are. They're over there. Now there's also a goat on the run. I don't know if they, honestly, like, this is so deep. I don't even know what's true or not anymore. So now we have monkeys on the loose and a goat on the loose. So of course. And are those computers? Did they steal a bunch of old computers? Oh, stealing old tech and making off with your loose hard drives. Apparently the goat's eating all the support tickets. Okay. There you go. You got this is the goat and monkey trip through St. Louis. Apparently that's a good restaurant. There you go. Catching a game. You got to catch a game if you're in St. Louis, you know. There you go. This looks like a nice little place to go. Got to get your tourism in. If you haven't been to the St. Louis Arch, it's awesome. I'm not sure why you're okay. Just catching your game, checking in on the various war hero stuff. There you go, guys. So the monkeys are out, and the officials. I mean, obviously some of these are clearly fake, but at the end of this, in the AI-powered world of crazy memesters, don't say, hey, monkeys are on the loose. Let us know by pictures if you've seen them, because you're going to get some pictures, yo. Okay. Enough of this crazy monkey business. Watch this Waymo passenger jump out of the car after the Waymo started driving down the train tracks. Oh, God. We're all going to die. We're all going to die. Warning language. So, there's a train coming. There's a Waymo. It's on the track. This dude's like, I'm out of here, yo. I'm out of here, yo. Okay, I gotta watch the rest of this now to see if this train. And it looks like it is slowing down. Yeah, it looks like it's one of those commuter trains. So, look at that Waymo, man. He's just going. The guy's like, whoa, what's going on, yo? Yeah. Okay. Let's zoom ahead a little bit. Let's see It looks like all of the trains have successfully stopped. The Waymo's like, dude, what's going on? So, Phoenix is testing these. Dallas is testing these. These are all over the place. You're taking your life in your own hands if you're letting an AI self-driving car drive you down the road. I mean, you might be looking at some disaster. All right, guys. I know we're all staying inside too much. We need to go out and touch grass, maybe meet real friends. But even if you don't want to, you can still make sure everyone knows you're still alive. There's a new app, Are You Dead? The app for young people who live alone is now the most downloaded app in China. It's actually, I think, number 2 or 3 or something in the United States as well. Okay, I'm not dead yet. I just lost my phone. That's right. And so this app allows you to come in and click this button every few days. You'll pick up your phone, and every few days this button will come up, and you got to click it to check in. And when it clicks it, the people that allegedly care about you get a notification that you have clicked the button on your phone. Now, I'm thinking this is crazy. I'm at a conference that somebody has effectively this same exact app. It wouldn't surprise me if the company that made this consulted with the other one or vice versa, but that one was kind of made for nomads, van lifers, things like that, and it's basically done with biometrics. You do a face scan or a fingerprint scan, and you click the button, and it'll notify everybody that you've allowed it to connect with to say, hey, this is truly me, verified by my biometrics, and I'm okay, so you can check in periodically. This is effectively the exact same thing. And just like that app that I saw demonstrated at this local conference down here, just like that app, this one's also paid. Now, the one at our conference is $10 a month to have this biometric app that you can click the button and tell people you're still alive, apparently. But yes, now this is an app. It's called Demumu. It ranks in the top 2 in United States and Singapore, top 4 in Australia and Spain for paid utility apps. You pay a monthly service fee for this. See prior weekly news round segment for this topic on subscription fees and services. Talk about something that is unnecessary money being spent. You're going to pay a monthly service for an app that lets you push a button and notify people that you're still alive. Yeah. We have reached peak humanity, folks. We're done. I don't know what's left here. Now, what happens if you drop your phone and it breaks? You can't access it. It fell in the toilet. You leave it somewhere. You lose the phone. The phone's going to be alerting people like, oh, you're dead. It's like, maybe just stay away from the phone for a few days. I mean, there's a thought. So there is our Sillyville for today. I hope that you laughed. I hope that you cried. And I hope that you didn't see any crept loving monkeys. Let me know your thoughts about all that in the comments down below.